The DeerRun Z10 has one feature other walking pads lack, an automatic incline with 12 incline levels. Welcome to TreadmillReviews.com. I'm Kaylee, and today is the day that we take a look at the DeerRun Z10, a cute little treadmill that's super affordable. I really liked the look of this one as soon as I got it out of the box. It comes in a couple of different colors, but I really like the sleek black one we got. It feels really nicely put together compared to other cheap treadmills I've tried, so I definitely appreciate that. But before we get too far into it, you should know that we are affiliates with DeerRun. They sent us this treadmill for free in exchange for an honest review. If you choose to purchase this treadmill using our link, it supports us as we earn a commission, but it won't increase the cost of the treadmill for you. It just helps us stay in business so we can keep making these treadmill reviews. You can also support our channel by liking this video and subscribing to our channel if we're helping you with your treadmill shopping experience. Now, let's get back to it. Okay, so let me tell you a bit about the construction of this treadmill. It's really small at only 45.3 inches long by 22 inches wide and just 6.2 inches tall. But I was pretty surprised by how well constructed and sturdy it felt. I've tried a lot of under-desk treadmills and walking pads, and sometimes I get one that really feels cheap. The Z10 does not feel like that. It has a steel frame, including the incline frame. I've actually seen treadmills that cost $1,000 more with worse incline mechanisms. This one rolls really smoothly across hard floor and it doesn't drag. I feel really supported on this treadmill, and it's only 60 pounds, but it has a 300-pound weight capacity, which is pretty much the highest weight capacity I've seen on a small treadmill like this, especially at a price point of under $500. But it only has a 1-year warranty. That's not unexpected for a cheaper treadmill, but keep in mind that you don't get a lot of coverage with a more affordable treadmill like this. As for moving the treadmill around, it's pretty easy. It has 2 wheels, so you can roll it easily. Carrying it is awkward for me because there's nowhere super easy to grab it, and it's kind of tall for me since I'm only 5'4", but it's doable for short distances. Rolling it is better, but it might be more difficult across carpet, and since it's so low you could store this treadmill under furniture, it's super convenient to do so. Then the motor is 3 horsepower. Though we say that that's the threshold for a running treadmill, a lot of times it's not really the full story. I'm going to go off what the user manual says, which is that you shouldn't walk on this treadmill for more than 90 minutes in one go. That lines up with my typical recommendation for cheap walking pads, which is about 1 to 2 hours of walking per day. If you walk more, just be aware that the motor could burn out faster. The Z10 has a speed range from 0.6 to 3.8 miles per hour. If I'm walking at a desk with this treadmill, I'm going to stick to 2 miles per hour or even less. While you can walk faster, some of you might run out of room. I know my foot hit the back roller a couple of times when I was walking above 3 miles per hour. The deck measures only 16 inches wide by 35 inches long, and I think the product specs say it's a little bigger, but that's what I got measuring it to the nearest 1/4 inch. So it's pretty small, which is great for storage, of course, but you don't have nearly as much space as you would on a full-size fitness treadmill. But one really cool thing about this treadmill is that it inclines. That's really what sets the Z10 apart from other walking pads. And it's an automatic incline, not manual, so you don't have to stop the treadmill and pull out the incline frame. You can just hit the button on the remote to move it up or down a level. It goes from 0 to 9% or so, and there are 12 levels within that range. With that incline, you need about a foot or more space than your height as far as ceiling height goes. So if you're 6 feet, you need about a 7-foot ceiling. The incline picks you up about 7 inches, and then I always recommend a little extra space for comfort and safety. Okay, features. Well, most walking pads are pretty sparse on features. The Z10 doesn't have a typical upright console or anything like you would find on a fitness treadmill. It just has an LED digital display on its motor hood. You can see your time, distance, speed, incline level, calories, and steps. I really like that it tracks your steps. Not all walking pads do. It's really helpful for those of you who might be counting your daily steps working at a desk, because usually your fitness tracker won't track right if your arms aren't swinging at your sides. Then there's a remote to control the treadmill. It has buttons for adjusting your speed and incline, as well as turning the treadmill on and off. It's got a wrist strap so you can wear it, or you can just put it in your pocket. If you misplace your remote, don't worry. You can also connect to the PitPat app via Bluetooth. Let's get into more about that app now. So PitPat is an entirely optional app that connects with the Z10. I usually just use the treadmill with the remote, but the app makes a good backup if you misplace your remote. PitPat also has training options that you can get if you subscribe for $10 per month. There are community events too, where you can compete against other PitPat users to try and win money. DeerRun put a little sticker on the treadmill that says you can win back the money you spent on the Z10, but I really wouldn't count on this. Be cautious with this app because you're kind of gambling with it. PitPat asks for a lot of phone permissions to ensure that bots don't win these games, which makes sense. However, I don't really like giving apps access to all this information on my phone. The DeerRun Z10 doesn't have any structured training programs outside of the PitPat app, and I don't really mind that. I think training manually is just fine, so you won't feel pressured to use the app if you don't want to. But if you do, it can be a fun way to add variety to your training. All right, so now I'm gonna walk a bit on the DeerRun Z10 so you can see and hear how it performs. Got my standing desk here for support, which is what I recommend. However, I do know that using walking pads just out in the middle of the floor is getting more popular. Just be cautious if you choose to do that. All right, let's start at a slow speed. All right, so the default speed is just 0.6 miles per hour, so it's super slow. You might have heard some beeping as well. This walking pad does beep and you can't turn it off. However, once it's stable, so to the incline level you want it and to the speed that you want it, it's not gonna beep anymore. All right, let's accelerate a bit, bring it up to a more comfortable walking speed. Okay, I'm at about 2 miles per hour right now, which is probably what I would do if I were working at a desk, working at a computer or something right now. And that's pretty comfortable. I feel like I have enough room, although it is a little bit narrow, so just be cautious of if you need to reach really far on your desk that you're not moving side to side too much. Let's see what the top speed looks like. All right, so that long beep is just to tell you that you're at the maximum speed. Now, I am having to be a lot more mindful of how short my steps are. I'm having to make sure that I'm not hitting the back roller on this treadmill. I'm only 5'4", so if you're taller than me, if you have a longer stride, it might be more difficult. All right, we're back down to about 2 miles per hour, and now I'll show you the incline. All right, so that's about a 9% incline. That's on level 12 for the Z10. I'm not a huge fan of using an incline while you're working. It just feels a little unbalanced to me, but for just using your standing desk for support, it's great. Great incline, great hill workout. All right, and that is it for the DeerRun Z10. The DeerRun Z10 is excellent for anyone who wants all the perks of a walking pad but really needs an incline. I advise caution when using this treadmill without a standing desk, but it's nice for under desk use. It's quiet and easy to move around, and with that incline, it would make a great treadmill for walking at your desk and then doing a bit of an incline workout after work. It's pretty versatile like that. But that's enough of what I think. I want to hear what you think about this budget-friendly treadmill in the comments. Are you interested? Why or why not? You can also check out my written review of the DeerRun Z10 if you have more questions or need more information. I'm Kaylee from treadmillreviews.com, and thanks for watching.